Hello, welcome to another Silverbird Selection game review, and today I'm looking at a Silverbird release from 1988, Dynamite Dan. This is a re-release of a Mirrorsoft game from 1985. Firebird did release a few Mirrorsoft games, or re-release them I should say, and this is a relatively uncommon game to find out there. My copy cost me the random price of £3.67. So let's take a look at Dynamite Dan and see if it is really dynamite. Here we have the packaging then, and you can see it's typical Silverbird 199 packaging. Bit dog-eared I'm afraid on this one, but you can see a very nice logo there, Dynamite Dan, with the eye of the word dynamite being a stick of dynamite, which is nicely done. And then the image underneath, fairly crude but sort of cartoony style, Dynamite Dan there in his suit and his shades with a load of sticks of dynamite, and presumably this is the bad guy who's for some reason looking over a wall at him. Well, there you go. It's not too bad, I quite like that. The spine also very dog-eared and folded on this one, unfortunately. Dynamite Dan also not as attractive looking logo as it was on the front. And on the back we've got the 4 screenshots which quite clearly show that it's a platform game. And the blurb simply says, the game that really goes with a bang. Let's see if it does. So moving inside, and we can see other exciting Silverbird titles: Night Gunner, Skateboard Joust, Rebel Star 2 and Cauldron 2. I think we've covered those all in previous reviews, so let's move on. And you can see here quite comprehensive instructions, 2 pages of them. Dynamite Dan, copyright Mirrorsoft Limited. This is a bit strange. It says that this is for the Amstrad and the Commodore 64, with side A having the Amstrad version and side B the Commodore one. That's just not true. Based on the tape label at least, both sides have got the Commodore 64 version on it, but it does suggest that at some point this was planned to be sort of a multi-format release. Didn't seem to turn out that way. Anyway, so you then got the loading instructions for both, and then lots of information about the game, the backstory. The dastardly Dr. Blitzen, aided by his glamorous assistant Donna, has devised plans for Super Psychon Mega Ray. Their adversary and our hero, top agent Dynamite Dan, has been assigned to thwart their scheme of world domination by stealing the plans in an audacious swoop on the Doctor's remote clifftop retreat. Sounds a bit James Bondy to me. Let's move on. Then got the keyboard, controls. You can also use a joystick, as it says there, and also some hints on how to play the game, and then a list of all the different objects you can collect and how much points you get for them. And then at the bottom it says, now get cracking. So let's get cracking. Okay, then here's a title screen, and I think you can see straight away that this probably originated on the Spectrum, this game. The sprites you can see moving up and down, very one colour Spectrum-y looking sprites, and generally the colours used here seem quite Spectrum-like as well. You can see it's got the Mirrorsoft logo at the top there, and a number of options, keyboard or joystick. It's also got I for instructions, so let's take a look at those. So basically this is a repeat of what was in the inlay. I'm not going to read all that, it's in some horrible colours, but basically that's the plot of the game. And as you move from one screen to another you get a little funny comment at the bottom. So here's the keyboard controls, which again this was all in the instructions in the inlay. It gives you some indication of how to climb stairs, keeping an eye on energy level, change direction on contact with trampolines or springboards to kill bounce, and beware of moving objects and negative buoyancy, which basically means that Dan can't swim. It then goes on to show you all those things that were mentioned in the instructions with some graphics to depict them, the different things that you can pick up. The food gives you energy as well, I believe, so there's various food items you can pick up for various points there. And then finally the last page has got other items you can pick up, including the dynamite, which is the aim of the game is to collect the dynamite to use that to blow up a safe to then get the plans. And I think that's probably the last page, and then you get back to the title screen. This music, by the way, I'm sure you know, is Mozart's Rondo alla Turca. I definitely didn't look that up, and it's not a particularly good SID tune. I think again this belies the fact that the game came from the Spectrum. It's pretty one note, so to speak, in terms of there's not much depth to the sound. It's a reasonably good interpretation of the music, I guess. It's quite a famous tune, but it's not very good in terms of the quality of a SID tune, shall we say. So there you go, that's the title screen. Pretty nice, good presentation I would say. Having the instructions there is nice as well. It means anyone who did not get a legal copy of the game knows how to play it, I suppose. So let's get on and play the game. Good luck, it says. So you've materialised, you've just arrived at the enemy guy's lair. I've already forgotten his name, Dr. Blitzen was it? So you materialise at the top there in this Zeppelin. Very simple controls, it's just left and right and fire to jump. There's nothing else to do in terms of controls, so that makes it fairly easy. So let's get out of this blimp and go right to start with. So it's a multi-screen, flick screen platformer. Looking at the graphics and the design of the screen, I'm thinking the people that created this game were probably quite heavily influenced by the likes of Manic Miner and more significantly Jet Set Willy. So basically you've got a guide Dan to find various items, avoid the enemies. He has got energy and he's also got a number of lives. Energy is the bar on the left which says energy underneath it, and the lives are on the right there. So all the graphics are very spectrumy. You can see that they're all single colour sprites, probably quite nicely defined on the Spectrum and don't look quite as good as on the Commodore 64. That's to be expected really. Oh, there we go, I've hit something and immediately fallen down a hole and lost 3 lives there because I hit something and that killed me. Then I fell down the hole and the fall killed me, and then I hit another enemy and that killed me as well. So straight away I've lost 3 lives and I've only done 1 screen so far. That's a big problem with this game. So as I was saying, the graphics very single colour except for the main sprite Dan, which has been done Commodore 64 style. He's got blue legs, yellow body and a flesh coloured face and I think brown hair. So at least they made some effort with the, oh dear, this doesn't look good, with the main sprite, even if everything else is just obviously ported straight over from the Spectrum. So here is a test tube and that gives me an extra life, which is handy because as I've mentioned I've already lost 3. So yeah, basically you've got to wander around, find the dynamite, avoid the enemies. You can't shoot or kill the enemies in any way, so you have got to just avoid them. So what happened there was I collected some food which boosted my energy. Energy doesn't seem to go down particularly quickly, and hitting enemies just seems to kill you outright rather than you losing energy. So oh, there goes another life. Picked up I'm not sure what that was actually, but it's given me a lot of points, and when you get points your score goes up 1 point at a time. Oh, here we go, this is going to be another life lost now. Oh no, because that's a trampoline, that's handy. So let's head over here. So yeah, the points go up 1 at a time and it just beeps for every point that you get. So when you score big, that noise is very annoying. Otherwise the noises are pretty typical of a platform game of this era. There's no music in game and it's just the normal sort of noises for jumping and bouncing and hitting enemies, I suppose you would say. So I'm going to go left because trying to get past those 3 what look like waiters on unicycles just looks like a terrible idea. So let's go left and see another bunch of screens that look like they're going to be really hard to negotiate, but there is some dynamite in the middle there, and also what looks like the safe probably that you've got to blow up with all the dynamite when you've got it. So let's head over here, see if we can avoid all these enemies and get to this dynamite. This is all about timing. There's no time limit on the game as far as I'm aware, so this is all about timing. There we go, there's the first stick of dynamite collected. Very nice. So far so good. I'm stuck in a hole. What's that beeping for? Oh, that's my energy running out. So I'm about to lose a life from loss of energy. Oh, there we go, I've just topped it up again just in time, but I did lose a life hitting another enemy there. So I guess the only way I can go from here is down really. So let's see what we get. Oh, well, I've landed on, I don't know, some switches or something, I'm not really sure. Oh, that looks like the thing from the thing at the top there, moving backwards and forwards across the top. So yeah, a lot of these sort of enemies very reminiscent of Jet Set Willy and games like that. Nothing much different about them to note. It's quite clearly inspired by that kind of game, although it's fair to say, oh, maybe this is the safe actually. Look at this here. Yeah, there are the plans. That's presumably the bad guy, the purple one, and also his assistant, Donna I think she was called, inside there. So that's the sort of central area that I've got to get to once I've found all those dynamite sticks. But this is where it gets a bit strange, because I can't go down this ladder, because you can't go down ladders, you can only go up them. So I don't know what I do here. Yeah, okay, I'm stuck. So let's go. I guess I've got to go this way then in that case. I mean, surely I can't drop down this gap without hitting that red thing. Another waiter, isn't it? What's the bit of an obsession with waiters in this game, it seems. Let's just try it anyway. Try and avoid these scissors as well. Yeah, sure enough, I've hit that, and I've hit the scissors. There go 2 more lives. Oh, what's this? Oh, I was assuming that was going to kill me, but it seemed... Oh, it's a teleporter. I've teleported somewhere else. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So you can move around the map in other ways than just walking around. That's quite cool. Where's it moving me now? Back to where I started. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's just get this egg over here. No, I've missed that. And there goes another life. Yep, it's a bit annoying in that respect. Oh. Let's try and get up these stairs and get back onto this ladder here. Nope, can't get back on that ladder now, it seems. Oh, I can. There we go. No, I've hit the ceiling and fallen down again. And there goes another life. And that, I believe, will be game over. Oh no, I've still got a life left. I'm on my last life. So, some fruit there. Like I said, the energy just doesn't seem to make any difference. I suppose it will run out eventually, but most enemies just kill you outright, so the energy seems a bit superfluous, really. These enemies at the bottom here, these sort of moving almost like slinkies, they're totally ripped off from Jet Set Willy as I recall it. So I've got to try and get past this thing. No, I'm dead, and there we go, that's game over. So I visited 10 screens and I got 374 points, which doesn't seem very much of a reward. I'm going to give it another go because it's reasonably interesting. I think it's worth another try. Okay, so this time I'm going to go left because I went right last time, although I did make quite good progress going right, but let's see what happens if we go left. So presumably you can use these trampolines to jump over these giant caterpillars. Nope, just hit the ceiling or something there. There we go, there goes a life straight away. These are those things I was talking about that remind me very much of something from Manic Miner or Jet Set Willy. Try and avoid them. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Oh, that's going to get me surely. Oh, okay, well I've lost another life there. Okay, here's an elevator. So quite well designed, the screens, there's lots going on. Way too many enemies, as is a problem with a lot of these games, which makes it really difficult to make progress, but the design of the game seems to be pretty good from what I've seen so far. Fairly imaginative at least. Let's head over here. Oh no, I'm going down here now then, I guess, whether I like it or not. So let's just stay on the elevator and go down to the bottom, see where we go. Okay, well, now I'm going to go down again, I think. This is probably quite dull to watch because I'm going to stop there next. I'm definitely not going up that staircase with all those enemies there. Oh, there was a dynamite there as well. Okay, let's try here. Okay, so I've got some coffee. Oh dear, there goes another life. And another one. Yeah, very infuriating with how easy it is to lose lives. It's a typical pixel perfect jumping required. What's going to happen when this thing comes back? Yep, there goes another one. Let's see if we can head over here. I'm not getting anywhere near as many points from this playthrough as the previous one. I'm assuming I can jump onto this purple thing here. Yep. And then hopefully over it and get this cheese. Nope. There goes another life, and another life for falling, and another life for that enemy hitting me. And suddenly I'm facing game over with virtually no progress this time. Let's just drop down here and see what happens. Oh, I seem to have survived that, so at least that's something. But that thing's got me, and there we go, it's game over again. Well, that was disappointing. I got nowhere in that game. Let's give it one more shot just to see if we can find any more interesting screens. But my patience has already worn a little bit thin because the sort of rapid loss of lives is really frustrating. So I'm going to do the same as last time, except this time I'm going to go left from this screen and see what we can see. I'm going to try and get this extra life up the top here first though. No, I've hit the ceiling and fallen down and lost a life. Brilliant. Really good. So I know I'll lose a life if I fall down that hole as well, so I need to go... Oh, okay. Wow, this is like literally walking a tightrope. How do I get down there then? The only way to get down is to fall, and if you fall you'll lose a life for sure. It just seems completely unfair. Let's see what's over here instead. What is going on this screen? There's stuff everywhere. Oh, there's dynamite there. I feel like I'm going to lose most of my lives getting that dynamite, but I may as well give it a shot. Oh, well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So far... Oh, I'm definitely losing one there, and another one for falling. But I only lost two. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I lost another one there. I don't know what to do now because I don't know whether to jump left, fall or what. So let's just jump left. And I'm falling. And I'm falling some more. And there goes another life. And another life. And I'm back in the room with the unicycle waiters. Let's head over this side. Is that a telephone? Looks like a telephone on the wall, but I can't use it. Yeah, I'm kind of losing interest in this game a little bit now. That way doesn't look any fun at all. Oh, there goes another life. I suppose what I should be doing here really is using the trampoline to bounce over them, but by the time I've got enough height, I've hit another one. Oh, and another one. Oh my god. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting to do that, but there you go, I've got an extra life. Okay, got some coffee. So, I've been the lower half of this screen before, but not the top half. So, oh dear, wasn't expecting that thing to come along and get me. I suppose I should have done, really. Oh no, and there we go, that's game over again. And I've just about had enough of that. After initially thinking it wasn't too bad, I've just got really annoyed with it. Okay, that's enough of that then. Let's get on with the review scores. So firstly, the packaging I thought was pretty good for the Silverbird packaging. I'm not really a fan of it generally, but the front cover image was reasonably nice and the instructions were very detailed, although you do get exactly the same instructions when you play the game. So I'm going to give the packaging a 7 out of 10. Presentation I also think is nice. The title screen's pretty good. The music's a bit iffy but not too bad. The fact you've got the option to play with keyboard or joystick and you've got the instructions in game as well are all nice things for the presentation. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And then we move on to the game itself. The graphics very obviously ported over from the Spectrum for the most part. Typical one colour sprites. Lost the definition of the Spectrum version in the Commodore version as well. Fairly varied and colourful but pretty Spectrum-y, so I'm just going to give them a 5 out of 10. Sound also, as I've mentioned, this music's not too bad. In-game sounds are fairly average. Again, they don't seem to have done anything special for the Commodore 64 version. It's just the Spectrum sounds, presumably reproduced by the SID chip, so I'm going to give the sound a 5. And the playability, well, the exploration aspect quite nice. The movement of the player is pretty good, although somewhat limited with the fact you can't move up and down ladders, or you can't move down ladders I should say. The fact you've got things like teleporters and different things to collect in the game, all quite good, but then the fact that pretty much everything you touch kills you means that even though you start with like 10 lives, it's just not enough. You don't get anywhere near far into the game. It's one of them games where you'll have to play it over and over again and work out exactly how to proceed with each screen. So yeah, very frustrating, annoying gameplay, pixel perfect jumping required as well. Lots of things that you just can't avoid, or you think you're going to avoid them and then you fall so slowly that you just hit them because they come back into your sort of line of falling or whatever. So overall, not impressed with the playability. I think the one thing that's really strange is it's got that energy bar, and the energy bar doesn't really seem to serve much purpose, but if you'd lost a block of energy every time you hit an enemy, and they just give you 5 lives instead of 10. That would have seemed to have made it a much more fair game, but they didn't. So for that reason, I'm going to give the playability 5 out of 10, which gives it a total score of 6.3. And I would say that even at $1.99, I wouldn't have been very interested in this game. It's a bit dated by the time you got to sort of 1988 anyway, being a game from 1985. There's much better, more fair, more easy to get into platform games released by that point in time. So not worth the $1.99 for me. Definitely wouldn't have been worth the full price when it was released in 1985 either. So there you go, that's my thoughts on Dynamite Dan. Interesting game, but definitely very flawed, I would say. If you've got any thoughts about the game, then let me know in the video comments, and I'll be back with another game review fairly soon. Thanks for watching this one, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.